Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to some more daily transfer gossip as per usual. If you're new around here, before I start the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily content straight to your little subscriber notifications, and you can watch it every single day and find out what your club's doing, or other Prem clubs for that matter, as well as the odd international transfer that may happen. So with today, we're starting off with Fazio. He is obviously a backup centre-back for Tottenham, and they are ready to not release him, but ready to let him go. And Roma are ready to make a bid, which, could mean Manolas going from Roma. I'm not too sure on that one. Next up is Armand Traore. This is a done deal. He's got a Nottingham Forest badge. He didn't play a game last season for QPR, not a single game. And Nottingham Forest have signed him from QPR. That's a done deal. Confirmed on the Nottingham Forest Twitter. So if you are a fan of Nottingham Forest, he is now your player. Not sure how much the deal was for, or if it was for any money at all. Next up is another done deal. Adriano is going to Besiktas. I believe it's for about £500,000 or maybe £600,000, not too sure. But to be honest, for any club in the Prem, that could have been, a well worth transfer to go for. 600 grand, even if it was that, for Adriano, a player with his experience. He's still got a lot of pace. He's not a bad player at all. That is one that I think Prem clubs have actually missed out on, is going for him for that type of money. Next up is Ben Chilwell. He has agreed a new deal at Leicester City, ending any speculation about his potential transfer to Liverpool. He is a Leicester City player no matter what now. That is confirmed. New deal means pretty much ends any potential transfer. Next up is Marco Verratti. Real Madrid are now getting linked to him rather than Paul Pogba. Obviously, Pogba is, it's a deal that's been going on for so long, whether, he's going to go to Man U, how much for, what's holding it back. I'm so bored of Paul Pogba. And so are Real Madrid, apparently. They're ready to go for Marco Verratti instead. I don't really think they need him. At the end of the day, they've got Modric and Kroos in that holding role. I don't see why they want Verratti. They just need to sign someone, apparently. Apparently, Real Madrid can't go a transfer without signing anyone. Next up, Idrissa Gueye. We covered this one recently. Obviously, Everton have activated his 7.1 million release clause, and Roberto Di Matteo's came out and said that is true. He is on his way to Everton, basically. I believe he's having his medical at Everton as we speak. Obviously, 7.1 is not a bad deal for him. He's actually got a really nice FIFA card as well, so he's staying in the Prem this season. Next up is Mario Balotelli, the nutter himself. By his agent, this is, he has been offered to both Ajax and Napoli. So Mina Raiola, I think he's got the same agent as Pogba. He has offered him to Ajax and Napoli. Obviously, Napoli have just lost their main striker. However, the interesting one about this is Napoli are apparently going to go for Milik from Ajax, who he's also being offered to. So it's a bit of an interesting one that he's been offered to both of them clubs. Don't think Ajax can afford him unless he goes on loan initially. To a view to a permanent deal. I certainly haven't seen Ajax pay money for a player for a very long time. They usually just bring players through. And in terms of Napoli, I think it's a bit too much of a big risk for them to go for him. He's been in the Serie A for the past season or two now, and has never really done it. Next up is an interesting one actually. AU, the player who was signed for free by Swansea, is apparently going to go to West Ham for a £16 million fee. First of all, props to Swansea for getting so much profit out of one player in one season. 16 million is a good bit of profit for one player. However, the worrying thing is for Swansea, they're selling all the best players. It's only a matter of time before Sigurdsson goes, before one of the big clubs goes, oh, I'll have a bit of Sigurdsson. Obviously, Gomes has gone on loan to Marseille. AU is now close to a deal to West Ham. West Ham are going big, but then Swansea look like they could be going towards relegation fight the way they are going. Unless they bring in some new signings, I think Swansea could struggle. And here is Gomes just to confirm that he has gone to Marseille alone. That is on Marseille's official Twitter, that he is a Marseille player now. A bit of news, a bit of updates even about Lacazette, and Arsenal won't pay more than 33 million for him. Obviously, Lyon want 40 million for him. That is pound, obviously. And, it looks like it's pretty much dead in the water that Arsenal will go for Lacazette. We'll probably go for a cheaper option, such as Ben Yedder, maybe. And this is the lows that Southampton have got to stoop. Not Southampton, Swansea that I've got to stoop to. And that is Peter Crouch is getting linked with them. Good God, Swansea, what are you doing? Crouch is... I love Crouch as a player, but he's pretty much finished now. He's 35. that is like, you know, retire basically. I don't think he's got another season in the Prem. Maybe a Championship season left in him, possibly. But another season in the Prem is just not logical. You know, I'm really worried for Swansea at the moment. They get linked with Crouch after letting Gomes go and AU. A player whose transfer just doesn't seem to get done. It seemed like Pogba. You know, he's getting linked with a huge amount of clubs, Witsel, but it's never actually getting done. You know, I thought he had an agreed deal with Everton. I don't know whether that was true or not, and he just rejected them or what. But apparently, it's Juventus now. They're getting heavily linked with Witsel. I've seen the stats comparison between Witsel and Pogba at the Euros, and Witsel was actually a better player in terms of stats, which is crazy. He had a better pass conversion, better tackling, and stuff like that. It was mad. Witsel will be a great signing. I'd love to see him in the Serie A league where we can actually use him properly rather than having to build a mad hybrid, i.e. like when he was in the Russian league. Another done deal is VERRATTI to Sevilla. That has been confirmed. I've seen a picture of him training with Sevilla today on their Twitter again. Speaking of Twitter, if you not follow me already, my link, well, what you can search for anyway, will be in the description, so make sure you check that out. I am being a hell of a lot more active on Twitter. Next up is Tiote. Al Jazeera have offered £1 million to Newcastle to take the Ivorian to, I think it's the Saudi Arabian League. You know, that's not a bad deal for them. Not for Newcastle. You know, he is like one of the better players at Newcastle. He's just not playing. I think he must have fell out with some of the coaching staff or like, you know, the owners or something, because he just hasn't played. I know he got injured, but then hasn't featured since with his massive head. A player that Newcastle are going to go for is apparently Knockaert from Brighton. They're ready to. I think Newcastle made a bid of £8 million for him. I think that got rejected by Brighton, so they're ready to make a new higher offer to get him. He's classed as a left mid on this. I've seen him play both wings though, so he's a versatile player. But you know, Newcastle do need a left mid as far as I know. So an interesting one on that. And finally, we end on Mario Mandzukic. Obviously, that's his brand new pink card, the footies card that he's just got. That is confirmed. He is the winner of his group. And he's getting linked to move to Wolfsburg. Obviously, Juventus have just signed Higuain, and they do still have Dybala. So it's apparently that Mandzukic is now surplus to requirements. Don't know how true that is. But Wolfsburg are interested in taking him back to the Bundesliga. And that's what the side will look like. Obviously, a few strange transfers coming in. You know, you're looking at like Gomes going out is mental. Balotelli to Ajax, I can't see it. Napoli would probably be more of a safer option. But again, Napoli, would they be willing to make that risk? But guys, if you did enjoy, let's try and hit 10 likes, and I shall see you tomorrow.